So our next speaker is going to be a young man who started out with John Burris fighting for civil rights, and he's also part of Wealth and Disparities core team, and that's the people's lawyer, Adante Pointer, from the Pointer's point of view. Clap it up for Adante.
You guys got me nervous out here. Look, so many beautiful people. Clap it up for everybody out here. Let's clap for everybody, please. And obviously, let's also give it up again for Miss Phelicia for leading us and presenting this platform for us to celebrate MLK. Thank you. Well, you know, thinking about today and the weekend and what this means to us, or what it means to San Franciscans, and thinking through what we were called to discuss, which is the state of Black San Francisco. One of the things that's clear is that in order to really understand where we're at presently, and as well as to have a vision of the future, we have to very much appreciate from whence we came. I'm here to tell you what you already know, but what you may know, but what I want you to believe and feel deep down in your bones, which is we are the product, we are the descendants, we are the last greatest hope of all of our forefathers and foremothers. Those people who built civilizations that are still marveled at. People who excelled in science, math, medicine, and everything else. The world still marvels at how those civilizations built those structures, conducted those experiments, and did those feats. We are, as it relates to San Franciscans, a product of that. We are the very same people who came here fleeing the leash or the lash of the South and relocated to the North only to face housing discrimination, economic disruption, over-policing, mass incarceration. Hell, they unleashed the gates of hell on this community in order to beat back our pride and prevent our progress. You must understand that, not because we're victims, but because you are victors. You are not victims, you are victors. Because we have been in a long struggle in this country and in this great city of San Francisco. While San Francisco may be looked at as the progressive beacon of the world, we know better. It does not mean that everything has been all bad, it just means that there's a lot that needs to be all good. And so we must come together and understand and reclaim and embrace the dream of Martin Luther King and what he stood for. And yes, there is the I Had a Dream speech. Yes, there were the marches. Yes, there were the sermons. But it was also the organizing. It was also the thinking of the ideas to get us out of not just bondage as it relates to the police and overt racism with KKK and so on and so forth, but it was also taking advantage and creating our own economic engine. Because just as there's civil rights, which is who I am and what I represent to a degree, there's also silver rights, monetary rights, financial freedom. Because when you understand that San Francisco rose from, if you will, the ashes on the backs of many immigrants who came to the city seeking fortune, but also those who were brought here in order to do the labor, as it relates to the gold rush and all the fortunes that we look around us present day in these buildings and skyscrapers, which were built off of our backs. We are San Francisco. We are San Francisco. You are San Francisco. We have to embrace that and understand, as it was said earlier, this isn't just the seat of power. This is supposed to be our seat of power. Because when we make demands, we're not making demands on somebody who doesn't owe us anything. If they're in a seat, an elected position, then they're accountable to us.
That's right, that's right.
And if they won't do the people's business, then what happens if you don't pay your rent? You get evicted. So if the people who are in the seats of power, whom we put there, whom we trust to do the people's business, are unwilling to do the business, then guess what? You got to go. It's that simple. And if you won't do it, we'll put people in that will. But in order to do that, we must organize. We must be a collective. We must move together. We must sign up for the email list. We must come out to these things. Understand that when they unleashed the gates of hell upon the black community in this city and throughout the country and really throughout the world, as I said, with the drug war, with substandard housing, substandard education, they did that because at that point in time where you had the black community organizing, it was such a powerful force when they showed up on the steps of the Capitol in Sacramento with guns and berets demanding power to the people. The response of the system was to unleash the gates of hell. So once again, we're not victims, we are victors. Because despite our numbers of being 5% or less or whatever that number is, it wasn't numbers that we relied upon to make it to this point. It was our belief in God, our spirituality. It was our belief in our ingenuity. It was our belief in our stick-to-itiveness, in our brilliance that is in our DNA, in our bones. The same very DNA and cells that they use Ms. Latchkey in order to come up with all the different vaccines and things that are used today. That was from a black woman. Just like the brilliance of jazz that was embraced by the city in the Fillmore, where you had the greats of Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald, and so on and so forth coming here, you have the same keepers of the culture today embracing the rap and hip hop culture, whether it's from HP or Hunters Point with RBL Posse, or whether it's from Fillmore with Mo Betachetta and anyone else, JT the Bigger Figure, and so on and so forth down the line. Understand that where we find ourselves at today is not the end of the road. Absolutely, sister. All of that. Everyone's included, including you. And so I just want to tell you, as we end up here, this is not the end of the line. We should not hang our heads in defeat. You should not walk with your face down, feeling as if the burden is so great that we can't handle it. We've had this burden on our back. It hasn't gone anywhere, but we carry it with so much grace and dignity, and we carry it with the commitment to shift the focus from us supposedly being victims to us being victors. And so in the name of Martin Luther King, my frat brother, a person that we all look up to and idolize as it relates to what he represented, we have to understand that we are the solution to this problem. We are our own solution to their problem. I'm committed to fighting with you. I love you, beautiful people. My name's Adante Pointer, lawyer for the people. Let's get it. Peace.
But honey, we small, but we mighty. We small, but we mighty. We fed, no comparison to you, Tay, because honey, our blessings, honey, she did it up in the Fillmore. Honey, yes, give her a hand for taking care of the people in the Fillmore, the Momo. But wealth and disparities, we fed 50 families over the holidays, November and December, and gave them cash money. And the seniors got $100 along with their grocery bags to make a whole Christmas, Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, but New Year's Day meal. And then gave them a $100 bill, you know, because me, I like them Franklins. I like them Franklins. I like them Grants, but I like them Franklins better. But, you know, just to see their faces, because they're on fixed income and they don't have a whole lot of money. And that just warmed my heart. So right now, we're getting ready to talk about violence prevention, intervention, and transformation. Can the brothers from Discovering Your True Self step on up? Discovering Your True Self. Y'all talk about what y'all want to do, but I do what I can do. Brothers coming in that jailhouse. Brothers going to the penitentiary. I can't save nobody, but what I can do in working for San Francisco Sheriff's Department, working with them brothers behind bars, I can give them good information. Good information. And ask them, do you want to live or do you want to die? So what happens is, with San Francisco Sheriff's Department, see, They talk about what they want, but they don't want good programs. They don't want good programs. Because I was up in there changing lives. Not only black lives, but brown lives too. And so here is discovering your true self. Just some of my brothers. So Mr. Gilton, step forward. My nephew, step forward. Step up so they can see you. Okay? Joseph. Okay, who else we got today? John Henry is not discovering your true self. I don't know if you could handle me in discovering your true self. You can't have thin skin. Can't have thin skin when you're getting down with me. Am I right, brothers? So, Mr. Joseph is going to say a few words. And then, I don't know, Mr. Gilton want to say something. Then my nephew wants to say something. But we're here to announce to you today, we're getting ready to start our own mentoring program. Discovering Your True Self mentoring program. Where we address, this is what we address. Money, sex, drugs, guns, and gangster rap. And I take them from where they are with good information, and they build themselves up to be able to step into their greatness. Because see, it's a lot of brothers behind these bars, they do whatever they can to get out. Then they go back to the same block, the same spot, get arrested by the same cop, and come back under the same lock. We got to stop that. So Mr. Joseph, come on and say your piece, and then nephew, and then Mr. Gilton. Discovering your true self, the real one.
How everybody doing out there today? My name is Melvin Joseph. I'm from the Western Edition of the Fillmore, and I did 12 years inside. The 12 years I did inside, I didn't know who I was. I was in a false image for so long that I portrayed that image all the way inside. I met Phelicia back in 2007. I joined her program in 2009. 2009, when we did Discover Your True Self, it was just a few brothers and we started off small. But as brothers started coming inside the jails, we were snatching them up saying, hey look, this is a solid program, join our pod, and let's build on something for when we get back to the streets. So when we came to Discover Your True Self, I took a lead as a mentor to discover the brothers up in there because I was in there for 2 years already. And I told myself, I told Phelicia, I said, look, this is what I want to do. I want to step into my greatness. I want to step it up. I want to help others, even inside. Even we had mothers coming in for loss prevention that lost their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been a big part of the problem for so long that we told ourselves we wanted to be a part of the solution now. And so when we got out, and we told the brothers, we said, look, man, this is what we doing, and we gonna push this all the way to the extreme. We gonna push a hard line, and that's what we did. Phelicia never turned her back on us. Phelicia was with us from day one, and she even told me when I got out of prison, she said, you a big part of this, and I need you. I told her, I'm gonna step into my greatness. I'm here. You know what I mean? Speaking in front of all y'all, this is a big thing right here. You know, I was never one to shy away from nothing, you know what I mean? So I feel like today, with this program, discovering ourselves, and today I am Melvin Joseph. You know, I am who I am today. All lives matter, but Black Lives Matter, man. This is a big step up for all of us. And this is what we're doing with our greatness, man. We want to help each other, and we want to build on our communities. And happy birthday to Martin Luther King.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gilton. I was incarcerated for 8 years. I was acquitted July 2021. I discovered my true self being incarcerated at the San Francisco County Jail with Ms. Jones. Discovering your true self. and supported her program. And I got together with a lot of the inmates, and we just wanted to make a change in our lives and in our communities and for our children. And you know, this moment right here is surreal to me, because I didn't think I was gonna come home. I was facing a life sentence, and God blessed me to come home. And I just want to give back to the community and support whatever I need to build up our youth. So with that being said, God bless and thank you all.
How's everybody doing tonight? I mean, it's good today. Sorry, I'm 4 hours of sleep. I just wanted to speak on Discovering Your True Self. It's a program Phelicia started in the jailhouse. It's a pay it forward themed program where she comes in, breaks us down to our core selves, strips away our false images of ourselves. We learn to talk and talk about hard subjects that we don't talk about in the streets and with our peers and stuff. It was helpful for me because, you know, from very young, we have all these negative stigmas and influences that we follow and pick up and carry on and live out in our day-to-day lives. And we don't know how much we you know, conceal and take on, and how painful it is, and how much everybody is walking around in pain and trauma and stuff. So she breaks that down with each person, and it's much needed. And then we get out, and then we start to live our lives better, and then we go back into the jails and start grabbing and reaching on to other people. I lived a life of crime for very long, and then I got out, started working, didn't go back to jail. Then I started going into the jail and facilitating the groups, and so we want to keep it going. The jail right now is shut down because of COVID, and we're not able to go reach our brothers. So to me, that's kind of bad, because now they don't get the blessing that I got. You know what I mean? So we want to please sign up with that website, send emails, whatever you want to do. It's a spot for you to be at and contribute your time and your efforts and your resources to make sure we got more people. This is sad to see the amount of people here right now. And it's more and more people leaving the city and going off in different places, and the people that are here don't have people fighting for them. So we need to stay connected, you know, we need to stick together. It's a lot of talk, but we actually need to put feet to the ground, hands on paper. People, if you got a certain skill set that you do, this movement needs you. You know what I mean? We need everybody here to do something positive for their community. If you're in the community and you're not doing something positive for it, you're being negative towards it, you're taking away from it. So come together, reach out with this lady, take your personal feelings out of it, and put your heart into this movement, because we really need everybody here. Thank you for coming.